Hey there everyone, and welcome back to... Yes, they're back! The videos where I read out of the Monster Girl Encyclopedia, and since I couldn't find anything that was like really Christmas related, and yes, by the way, the soundtrack that I added for Halloween is kinda gonna stick, cause why the fuck not? But yeah, I couldn't really find one that was Christmas oriented, so I went with the next best thing, which is the elf, and not the elf on a shelf. Wink wink. Anyway, elf, family, succubus. Well, in this book, sure, why not? Type elf, obviously. Habitat forests. Nature proud, strong-willed, and lustful. I mean, if the image that I'm going to use as the thumbnail is anything to go by the way, the stuff she's covered with in the thumbnail is sweat. Yeah, she's just been really working out. Of course, their diet is the essence of man. Actually, that actually sounds better than what it actually says. But then again, I do have to censor it regardless. Cause YouTube and their bullshit. The most well-known sort of elf is simply called the elf. I mean, sure. Or the forest elves, or elf. Elves resemble humans in appearance, but are born with pointed ears and extremely powerful magic. And a very long-ass life, apparently. And extremely powerful magic. They believe themselves superior to humans, whom they generally despise. Well, fuck you too. By nature, elves are not monsters, but elves that have been turned to succubi by succubus mana are considered monsters. For more on the non-monstrous elves, see page 104. Neat. Well, anyway, elves usually reside together in villages deep in the forests where humans rarely tread, but when one becomes a succubus, she is banished from the village in accordance with elven law. Such elves often wander about the border of the forest near human settlements, following their succubus instincts in search of human men. Jeez. I mean, there is this whole comic meme going around with that elves are stupid horny and no one really wants to touch them. Yeah. As elves, an elf's power, or an elf's powerful magic saves her from being corrupted completely by succubus mana, at least in the in the early stages of her transformation. She remains free of her horns, wings, and tail, usually seen on succubus, and holds on to her loyalty and holds on to her lofty and proud of spirit. That's literally how it's written in here. So Maybe kind of typo, I'm not sure. English, not my first language and everything. But at its core, her body has become that of a succubus, and the earth and the unceasing ache for a human man wears at her. It is the nature of elves to despise this urge and resist it with all their might. Still, the urge of her succubus body pushes her towards the vicinity of men. When such an elf spots one, her body throbs for want of pleasure, and her words and actions come to defy her thoughts. She longs to be salacious and seductive, and once her reason is spent, at least she bows to her instincts and assails him or seduces him to assail her. So, in other words, she would quite literally seduce a man into thinking he's unwilling, or she is unwilling to have him on top of her, you know? I mean, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen at some point. Anyway, this results in copulation, through which the elf acquires the man's essence. Pleasure wraps her mind and causes her to become a succubus, body and soul. Ironically, the longer an elf resists, the more lustful and powerful a succubus she becomes. It becomes impossible to imagine the days when she so despised humans as she doggedly seduced. Yeah, it literally says doggedly. First time I've read that word. Doggedly seduces and mates with men. It is as if she feels shame at her days of fastidiousness and intends to soil her once pristine body as thoroughly as possible. Reports state that she often massages the milky white fluid of the human man into her Okay. Massages the milky white fluid of the man into her skin with an expression of rapture, thus thoroughly debauching herself. And now onto the little text that is underneath the artwork in this book, which I am using as the thumbnail because there's not a decent enough fan art of this particular elf. An elf who has turned into a succubus, or who has turned into a succubus body and soul, is joyous as she bathes in the sweat that she acquires from exercising. But now, let's be real, it says bathes in the seed of man, which she once considered squealed and corrupted, but now adores. Well, that was it for the elf. Sorry for the awkward pauses again. I took a break from making these types of videos because I did, like, leading up to Halloween I did nothing but, so I really wanted a break from it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of the elf, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah, bye.